And we love Bradley Manning.
Bradley Manning was accused of leaking information from the military standpoint. Bradley Manning was accused of leaking classified information to the public regarding U.S. war crimes in Iraq. Now, this is very significant. He has been accused of aiding and abetting the enemy by revealing the truth to the global community. However, it could be said that Bradley Manning's the actions of the U.S. military were already known to the Iraqi people.
Our nation had listened to Bradley Manning 3 years ago when he shared with us the Afghan war diaries. We wouldn't still be fighting and dying in Afghanistan today. Hundreds of lives could have been saved. Hundreds of Afghani civilians and hundreds of U.S. soldiers' lives have been wasted. And with that in mind, the Veterans for Peace would like to send a message to any GIs who may be listening. Our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters who are in the military, and that message is, you don't have to go to Afghanistan. You don't have to redeploy to war. You have the right to heal. You have the right to heal your physical, psychological, and spiritual wounds, and that won't happen if you redeploy to war. You may be eligible for a medical discharge instead.
Government has unlimited resources with 10 different agencies prosecuting this young American hero, but yet the people have responded to give Bradley his selected defense team everywhere. And finally, we're influencing public opinion. Just like this gathering right here, this is not about military justice, but about military discipline. That's how the military works. I'm a former Marine.
Bradley Manning has a very strong defense. The Nuremberg principles that go back to Nazi Germany and the trials of the head of the SS and the head of Hitler's armies after World War II, those were called the Nuremberg trials. The Nuremberg principles the Nazi soldiers tried to claim that they were following orders when they tortured, when they murdered, when they indiscriminately slaughtered civilians, rounded up people for Auschwitz and all that, that they were following orders and therefore they should be exempt from responsibility. The Nuremberg principle said that no, if you are an ordinary soldier, the lowest person in the military ranks, you are obligated to refuse to commit war crimes. You are responsible for your actions. And if an order is given by a ranking officer to break the law, to break international law, to commit war crimes, then you are obligated to oppose it. You are obligated to report it to your higher ranking officers, and if your superior ranking officers are not responsive when you report the war crimes, you are obligated to tell the public.
Did that, and of course I asked myself, well, how about McGovern, you know? And then McGovern said, oh gosh, I'm building a career here. I'm going to be posted in Germany. I have three kids to educate, and 2 more coming along, and I have a mortgage and this great job. No, when this happens, when I get more senior, then I'll rise to the occasion. But so, bottom line for me, I feel terrible about that. Now, would it have prevented several more years of war? Who can say? But things like that do have a great impact, okay? And if I had done that, and the Times had run it, there's a good chance, you know the Vietnam Memorial was like, okay, think of that left hand, the left V in the granite. It wouldn't be there because there'd be no names to chisel into that granite. This is the end of '67. So we had about 22,000 dead already. Ended up with 58,000 because no one told the truth. So do I feel a personal stake in there? Yeah, I feel a personal stake in knowing that a 22-year-old fellow like Bradley Manning had this innate sense of justice to the point where he was able to put his principles at risk, okay? And I didn't. I was 28. I had studied moral theology. You know, I was pretty much up on all this stuff. I knew the right thing to do. I didn't have the guts to do it. Bradley Manning did.
And I'm primarily here to raise awareness about Bradley Manning and the video that I helped co-produce because I feel that not enough people in the United States have seen it, and if they haven't seen it in a year, they need to see it again.
So it's getting better. I think what's important is that we need reasoned, expert coverage of what is happening legally, what its ramifications are on the First Amendment, and on military law, and that hasn't happened yet.